Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I've got a piece of winged elm that we're going to put on the lathe and turn, see what we can make out of it. This is a pretty large blank. You get an idea here. It's about 9 inches in diameter, about 6 inches high. Thinking I might possibly take this and cut it in half, and we'll make two shallower pieces. But let's get it on the lathe and see. We'll find out. We may make one large piece, we may make two smaller pieces. So give me a few moments, let me get it chucked up on the lathe over here, and we'll see what we can make. Okay, everybody, made it back, got the piece chucked up on the lathe here. Mounted on a worm screw. Seems to be pretty stable. I was able to turn it up to about 800 RPM, so I'm not going to pull up the tailstock at this point. I'm going to see how we can do. After I got it mounted on the lathe, I've been looking at it. I'm thinking I'm probably going to split this into two pieces, see if we can get maybe two items out of it, maybe a couple small bowls, or maybe one bowl and one plate. So first thing I'm going to do is turn it around, get a good flat face on here, put a tenon on this end, and then we'll split it in half, and then put a tenon on the other half, and we'll go on from there. So let's get started. We're making some decent progress. All right, that's pretty good. Pretty well round on the outside. It's not going to be finished cuts by any means, because we're going to do some more shaping, and we'll go ahead and finish flattening off the bottom down here and see if we can get us a tenon, and then we'll start the process of splitting it in half. Go across the bottom here with a scraper real quick. See how this stuff scrapes. Kind of get that flattened out a little bit better. Needs a little bit soft. I think we can still work with it. We're gonna try. It'll either turn out or it won't. If it does, that's great. If it doesn't, we'll call that practice. So, let me get a tenon laid out on here. I'm gonna use our large chuck for the size of this piece. So, just a second here. We'll get that laid out. Hanging point. Alright, now that we've got our tenon laid out, be a little bit cleaner there, but I believe it's going to hold. We'll try it and see. I'm leaning more and more towards cutting this in half, so I think we'll go ahead and do that now. I was thinking about it as I was turning, whether I wanted to go 1 or 2. I believe 2 is going to be the correct way to go. So we've got about, by the time I flatten that top face off, we're going to have about 5 inches of workable material. So let's come in here. We're going to make our mark about there. Okay. Give us something to aim for. Get my parting tool. Before we get too carried away, let's bring the tailstock up. Have a little support here. All right. Okay, I believe we're down close enough now. I'm going to take and saw this in two with a saw. so we don't wind up with it flying across the room. I'll bring you back when I get that done. Okay, got the piece cut in two, got the other half over here, so now we're going to go ahead and make sure this face is flat, put a tenon here so we can flip it around into our choke jaws, and we'll start hollowing and see what kind of piece we're going to come up with. Okay, got a tenon on there, so let's see if we can get the rough shape of the outside here, what we're after, and we'll go from there. I'm thinking maybe something that flares out at the top, perhaps. So let's try for that look, see what we get. Go ahead and make sure we got a good flat surface on the top up here so we'll know where we're starting. Kind of happy with that shape there. Let's see what we got here. A little bit of tear out right there. That's okay, I can bring that down. I was concerned about this piece here. This is part of the sapwood, and it is a little bit soft. The rest of it seems to be reasonably hard. So, got a little bit of tear out here. Try to give it a shear scrape real quick, see how it handles a scrape. And we'll go from there. This wood's going to be a little bit of a challenge. It's a little bit softer than it first seemed. It's okay though, I think we can still work with it. We're going to keep going. let's do a little bit of sanding here. See if we can improve this surface a little bit. That'll kind of tell me which direction we need to go in. So I'm going to start off with a 60 grit, and we'll step up through the grits from there. So let's see how this works. Coming up the sandpaper pretty good, which tells me this wood is a little bit wetter than what I thought it was. That's okay. Seems to be sanding out pretty decent, so we'll keep going. Alright, going up to 80 grit now. Okay, 120 grit now. Okay, it's looking better. Got a little bit of tear out here. It's pretty deep. I don't think we'll be able to get to it, but I've got an idea for some decoration to go right there. Something I've been wanting to try, so we'll just try it together and see how it works. Alrighty. Okay, we're sanded up through 240 grit. Like I said, we got a little bit of tear out right here. So I'm going to try a little decorative feature I've been wanting to try that I haven't done yet. I saw it on another YouTube channel, so I thought that would be pretty neat. So let's give it a try. So what I want to do first is mark the spot so we know exactly where it's at. It's going to be right here. Okay. All right. Okay, that turned out nice. Now give me just a minute, get everything set up, and I'll show you what we're going to do with this. Okay, everybody, I've got everything set up that I think we're going to need. So what we've got here, we've got some CA glue, medium, and I've got some colored sand. This is red So what we're going to do is we're going to put some CA glue in this groove that we made, and we're going to pack it full of the colored sand, and add a little bit more CA glue for stability. We'll let it dry, sand it with the overall piece, and it should give us a colored accent line. So again, I've never done this before. I have seen it done. Thought it was quite interesting, so wanted to give it a try. So let's see how we do. We're going to learn together. A little bit in here. We'll add several coats of this. I've got some thinner CA glue that we'll soak this down with, saturate it when we're done.
quite a bit of it stuck to me, so hopefully it sticks to the wood as well. So let me give that a few moments to set up. I'll bring you back and we'll see how it goes. Okay, everybody, we got it all applied, got it glued in. It looks a little off color right now. Some of the places are white from sanding it down, but that will come back to a deep red. I'm quite pleased with it. I think what I'm going to do on this one, I normally do a food safe finish, but I believe on this one what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a CA finish on the outside, definitely on the outside. It'll bring that red back around and should make this piece a little bit shinier. So let's take a minute and we'll work on that in just a second, and I'll bring you back when I get set up. Okay, set up to put the CA finish on. This is going to be different. I've never tried it on a bowl. I've seen it done. I mostly do this on pens and pencils. So we're going to try to find an appropriate speed here. And we'll see what we can do. I'm using a medium. So we're going to try a medium first, and then we might go over the top of it with a couple coats of thin, and we'll see what happens. So just bear with me. See how we're doing. We got an even coat around, and we don't. We got some gaps in it. That's okay. Speed it up just a touch. See how we get on from there. Looks like we've got a pretty even coat on there. So let's put just a touch of thin on, and we'll see what happens. Okay, got all the coats of thick, medium and thin CA applied. Everything turned out quite even. I'm happy with it. It's looking good. Now we're going to go ahead and wet sand like I would do on a pen, and you should see this thing come around to a reasonably high gloss. So let's do that, see what we get. So far I'm quite pleased with how it's turning out, so let's see what we get here. Okay, that is looking very nice. Very nice indeed. I'm not too worried about the bottom right now because we still have to turn it around, hollow it out, then we'll flip it over and do something with this foot. We'll address that bottom at that time. But yeah, this is looking quite nicely. Quite nice. And I'm only halfway through the grits. What you saw there was 1,500 grit up through, oh, I'm sorry, I went backwards. That was 3,600 grit up through 12,000. So 12,000 is going to be as high as we're going to go. We'll be able to get a little bit more shine out of that as we polish it. And I have some polishing compound here. To hit it some more, we got some of the polishing compound embedded in there, but I've got another cotton batting that will be able to get that off, and so that's going to look very, very nice. So let me get it turned around, I'll bring you back and we'll start the hollowing process. Okay, got the piece turned around, we'll go ahead and start hollowing. Okay. See how we're doing. It's looking pretty good. My wall thickness is just about where it needs to be. Feels good and consistent. Alright. When it is time to sand. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's looking really good. Okay. Okay, that's working out very nice. I'm going to continue on sanding up through the grits, and I'll bring you back whenever we're ready to put on the finish. Okay, everybody, got finished sanding all the way up through 400. It's looking really good. Now, I do want the inside of this to be food safe. So I'm going to go ahead and finish it with oil and beeswax. And once we get that done, we'll turn it around, take the tenon off, see what kind of a decorative foot or anything like that we want to do, and we'll go from there. Okay, it turned out quite nice. Quite nice. Oop. A little bit of tear out up here. Just a little bit. This is an area where that wood was a little bit soft. Yeah, just a touch there. Put a little bit more oil in that area, and I'll come back later. See if we might put a little. I'd have to put a little bit of CA glue right in that area to stiffen that up just a touch. There we go. Okay, let's get it turned around, get it mounted up, and we'll take care of that foot. It's turned out quite nice. Alrighty. Piece of non-slip cloth in there. Yeah, it's going to work out nicely. Get the tailstock reinstalled. Little piece here to go in between the tailstock and the wood to keep from marring the finish. Right. Maybe that's going to do it. got the flatness here. We want to make sure that we've got it undercut just enough that we can know that it'll sit on the rim. It's pretty close. I'm going to hit it just a little bit more. Okay, we can see dead length, so that takes care of that. Tailstock out of the way, we'll do a little bit of sanding. Rub off the bottom, we'll have it finished up. I'll bring you back when that's done. Alright everybody, we're back with the finished piece here. Came out quite nicely. There's the bottom after I got it finished. Hopefully you can see the little accent ring there that we did. That turned out quite nicely for the first try. If I do it again, I know a few things I'll do differently. Nothing major, just a little bit of changes in how I do the glue up to get it in there. But other than that, came out quite nicely. Inside finished with mineral oil and beeswax, so it is technically food safe. The outside edge here, especially where the accent stripe is finished with CA glue. The bottom I went with just an oil finish as well. Started to get a little bit thinner than I anticipated right in the middle, so figured why risk it. If I'd have went with the wax, I'd have had to put enough pressure on there. I might have went through the bottom, so figured I'd rather not do that and wind up with a funnel. So all in all, nice looking piece. I've got an idea on what I want to do with the other half of this. I saw a technique from a fellow wood turner that I watch. I saw this about a week ago. Looked quite interesting, so I'm going to gather up a few supplies and I'll do that one probably in the next video. So until I see you again, I want to thank you for watching. If you are a current subscriber, thank you very much. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't subscribed yet, I wish you would please consider it. And if you would, like the video, share it, and leave me some comments. Leave me some feedback. Let me know what you think about the piece. If you'd like to see more things of this nature, or if you have any suggestions for future videos. So just feel free to leave me some comments. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for your time, and have a great day.